This is a training on how to use the screen share functionality of the live online meeting flash conference room. It's very, very important. The screen share functionality works with Internet Explorer. If you're running a PC, you must be on Internet Explorer. The screen share functionality currently will not work with Firefox, or it will not work with Google Chrome, so make sure that you are in Internet Explorer. So we're going to get logged into our room. We're going to skip the audio wizard setup because we're not going to be using that functionality currently. So the way that we do share desktop, up here at the top you have a button that says share desktop. Number one, in meeting tools we want to be on share desktop, so we have our default page. Yours will be different, whatever image you want in there. We'll discuss that in another training. So I select share desktop. Immediately this window pops up. This feature enables you to share your desktop with your attendees. Note, they're very important, Java 1.6 or above is required. If you do not have it, click here to install. So it's very important that you have this installed before you jump into your room and think you're going to do a presentation for someone. Simply click on that link and it will take you into the process to install the most current Java. To begin screen sharing, you're going to click to begin screen sharing. And what's going to happen is, it takes about 10 to 12 seconds, you're going to get this image pop up. It'll say this application's digital software cannot be verified. Do you want to run the application? Of course you want to say yes. If you want to prevent this from popping up all the time, simply select always trust content from this publisher. You can click that and then this screen will not pop up again. Simply then select run. And you will have a window like this that will appear on your screen. This is your screen share area. This area can be resized to whatever size you want. It can be moved around on your screen, so you can basically pick up whatever it is that you would like to share. So I'm going to bring a PowerPoint into view here. We're going to resize the space, resize the annotated area. Notice that the red line does stay around, so you know what you're showing all the time. If you were in fact broadcasting at this particular point in time, it would stop while you make the adjustments. Okay, so now I'm going to start broadcasting. I click on Start Broadcast. Immediately it will begin to broadcast into my room. Now, let me show you what happens if you do not minimize your room. So give me just a moment here. If I begin to actually broadcast my actual screen, you'll notice here what happens. You start to see the mirror images creating as it clicks and clicks and clicks. So what's very important is that when you are actually presenting, if you're running on a single screen where you're presenting what's in your room, you want to make sure that you minimize your room. So you're only presenting this specific area, whatever that area might be, whether it's a PowerPoint or whether it is a website, whatever. If you're running a split screen, then it's not a problem because you can easily go and change that around. So here I'm back to actually broadcasting what's in my room, and if I keep my room open, then it starts the mirror imaging. It doesn't work well, so if I minimize my room, then I'm only broadcasting what's on my screen. Now, if I do, let me show you exactly how the sizing works and what happens. Okay, so now we are looking at what I'm broadcasting in the room, and I can change my PowerPoint, and it takes about a second, and that PowerPoint will change as I click through, and it changes on my screen. Now, if I decided that I wanted to resize this, I wanted to move this around to pick up something else, if I start to resize my screen, what will happen is the PowerPoint or the screen share will stop just for a moment, and as it fixes it and resizes, then it will it'll pop back into the room. So now I'm just showing that section. If I decide that I want to change it some more and I move it around, let's just go look at some of the vegetables per se in here. The screen stops momentarily. while it readjusts, and then it brings the slide back. So I can basically move around and show any portion of my screen that I want, whether it's a PowerPoint or whether it's a website, it really doesn't matter. And my prospect, my client, my guest will follow along relatively quickly. Every time I resize this, you'll see now it cuts off for a second and it comes back on. I also have the ability to totally stop broadcasting without losing my broadcast capability. So I can click stop broadcast. As soon as I do, it comes back to my default page. I would use this, let's say if I was going to go and I wanted to now pull up co-browser and I wanted to go look at some website. I'll simply type in the URL. Select go, and it takes me to the page. Now, this web page is live on your computer and on your guest's, your client, or your prospect's computer. So this page is actually live for you and for your guest, your prospect, your client. So one can select on different links and move around within the website. Now, it's important to know that not every single website will function correctly. Some websites that have YouTube video on them or something like that may in fact not function. So make sure that you always test out the website that you're going to use before you actually go to that website. So again, share desktop, click to start screen sharing. A small annotated screen will come up in 2 or 3 seconds that will allow you to begin to broadcast into your room. You'll get the security warning. Simply check always trust content from this publisher if you don't want to see the pop-up again. And then you'll get a screen that looks like this. And as you begin to start broadcasting, simply select start broadcast. You can move this around, change this, move this anywhere on your desktop that you want. And once you get it around the area that you want, you simply select start broadcasting, and the room will begin. It'll begin to broadcast whatever it is that you're showing on your desktop. It can be used for a PowerPoint, can be used for documents, can be used for images, can be used for a website, whatever you would like to do. And then as soon as you select stop broadcast, let me show you that button one more time. As soon as you select the stop broadcast, then it will stop broadcasting and take you back to your default page, but you can toggle back and forth from one to the other. And that's a brief overview of the screen share desktop.